peculiar the way it manifested. We also want to make it relevant to the ordinary Ugandan, to make it clear what it means, as it is going to be very, very, very impactful in the coming month after it has been approved in June and years thereafter. Because make no mistake about it, every time you see something that is happening haphazardly in Parliament, especially at such a time as this, when we are heading straight into the 2026 elections, you, the ordinary Ugandan, me, the ordinary Ugandan, we have to take a keen interest in what is happening, because it's all about finances. Now, you want to recognize that the national budget, the one which is coming in, hit 72 trillion, right from 52 trillion, the previous one. The coming one has hit 72 trillion. That is an increment of 20 trillion. And this is because there was a core agenda which was sneaked in at midnight. A core agenda, this means a mistake, an error in document, in the process of preparing the budget. A mistake which was done was corrected at midnight, and that made it shoot 72 trillion from 52 trillion. So, from 58. So, please do understand that today, as we speak, the national budget, this is both local and international, is hitting 100 trillion. In and of itself, the national budget itself, the national debt itself, 100 trillion, requires every Ugandan to be paying 2.5 million Ugandan shillings. Now, do understand that the president, the current president today, is spending 1.5 million per minute on himself. But Ugandans, each one, needs to be paying 2.5 trillion to address the 100 trillion that the country owes. Now, also understand that this increase in budget came as a result of that mistake, as a result of a discrepancy which happened in broad daylight. I'm going to be talking about that later on, but you want to recognize that the current expenditure today, that is in salaries and payments to contractors and what have you, is at 18.9 trillion. I'm saying all this to say this one thing. Ugandans must brace themselves for the hardships that are coming as a result of this current budget that's coming in, 2024-2025 national budget. We have to recognize that this increment to 72, its only sole purpose was to broaden the 3% of the discretionary budget which is given by law, unfortunately, to the president, Mr. Museveni. The way the discretionary budget operates is that it's given to the president to spend as he so wishes. Now, the 72 trillion today was passed to allow for the increase of the size of the amount of money which is going to be given to the president. Whether it has been realized or not, he's entitled to the 3%, which shoots all the way to almost 2 trillion, 2.6 trillion. Now, understand that this is the money that Mr. Museveni uses without having to ask for approval from Parliament. He's only required to account if he feels like so after spending. This is the money Mr. Museveni gives to his friends, the ones he calls the foreign investors. People like Pineti, people like Sudiri, all those expenses that he wakes up one day and that is the money he uses, 2 trillion. Now that 3% just enlarged because the budget was taken to 72 trillion.